Welcome to a deep dive into a truly extraordinary, almost unbelievable story. It's where, well, high-stakes intelligence met meticulous public record. We're talking about the systematic, alleged subversion of U.S. federal systems, an operation dubbed the DOGE initiative.
And our mission today is really to unpack how what looked like technical glitches, maybe operational errors, were actually, according to sources, deliberate moves, strategies designed specifically to bypass accountability. And like you said, this isn't just theory. It's backed by intel from the anonymous operative, a lot of public records.
Okay, so let's zero in on the starting point.
Yeah.
The Office of Personnel Management, OPM. That's the agency holding all the federal employee data. Super sensitive stuff. The investigation points to a rushed and sloppy data migration to the cloud. Now, you could say, okay, incompetence, but what does Ero's intel suggest about the intent?
Right, that's the core question. Was it just a mistake? Sources claim no. They alleged the move was calculated, made it much easier to delete those servers, to destroy evidence that might pop up in FOIA requests later.
Freedom of Information Act, right? Subpoenas.
Yeah, subpoenas. It apparently opened up this huge attack surface, vulnerabilities everywhere. We're talking control panels for infrastructure, even personal workstations just exposed online. Millions of federal employees' data potentially at risk.
Okay, so OPM was maybe the first domino. But the engine driving this was apparently the DOGE initiative, established by Elon Musk under the Trump administration, you said. And it had this blitzkrieg approach. What did that mean, practically?
Well, blitzkrieg basically meant speed and disruption above all else. Forget the rules sometimes. They allegedly brought in unauthorized tech, specifically Meta Llama 2, that's a big AI model, to process government worker data.
Wait, AI? For what, exactly?
To review and classify responses from federal workers to the infamous fork-in-the-road email. That email was widely seen as setting the stage for mass firings. And they also practiced login obfuscation, had DOGE employees logging in under the name of Amy Gleason.
One name for multiple people.
Yeah, creating what they called an accountability sinkhole makes it almost impossible to know who actually did what.
And then came the smoking gun, this GitHub repository leak. John Meriwether Cooper.
Ah, yes. A major slip-up in operational security. This repository, publicly exposed, allegedly had federal F code and S. That's a direct assessment showing how bad it was. Critical system details just out there.
Wow.
And this whole insecure toolkit, reportedly administered by OPM's own CIO, Greg Hogan. Pretty solid proof of a shadow IT system running alongside the official one.
So it wasn't just tech failures. It hints at the people involved. Who were these operatives running this parallel system?
Exactly. And that GitHub leak gave clues. Many were young software engineers. Some were alumni of Musk's private companies. They were apparently put into key government roles, sometimes without full vetting, skipping mandatory security training.
How young are we talking?
Well, think about this. Akash Baba, 21. Edward Korstein, just 19. Allegedly given admin access weeks before they finished their required training.
19. With admin access to government systems.
That's what the reports suggest. It shows how, this drive for disruption could potentially bypass crucial safeguards.
And this wasn't just an OPM thing, right? This was a model used elsewhere.
That's the allegation. A blueprint reportedly rolled out to dismantle other agencies, too. USAID, the U.S. Agency for International Development, USADF, the U.S. African Development Foundation, sometimes using threats and coercion, according to the sources.
But there was a pushback, a check on this.
Yes, thankfully. The main check came from the courts, the judicial system. The data from Anonymous from SOG directly led to, I think, 15 lawsuits and a preliminary injunction.
And the courts found?
They found the administration's actions unlawful, described them using terms like arbitrary and capricious.
Strong words.
Very. Also chaotic, irregular, and risky. And a gross departure from the law and cybersecurity duties. It was a clear signal from the judiciary that rules still matter.
So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here?
Yeah.
This deep dive really reveals a major clash, a collision between deploying technology super fast, maybe recklessly, and the established legal checks and balances we rely on. It really hammers home the need for transparency, for accountability.
Absolutely. This whole affair didn't just expose specific security holes, serious ones, mind you. It highlighted this ongoing struggle for accountability in our digital world. And it leaves you with a pretty big question, doesn't it? What happens when technology, even maybe started with good intentions, can be turned against the very government systems meant to protect us? Definitely something to think about. How do power and technology intersect, and where are the guardrails?